anytime, you can be multiple in personnel, you'll probably ask or demand different reactions by a defense. So, I think us having so many different guys available offensively, we want to try to use as many guys as possible. I think tight end room's done a really good job. They're asked to do a lot of things, right? They have to run routes like a wide out, they got to block like an offensive tackle. They have to get all the run IDs, but they'll also be elite in the pass game if they want to play. So their job description is really vast, and they spend a lot of time, trying to do everything correct and everything at a high level. So I think rightfully so, those guys are mismatches potentially, right? What kind of opportunity do you have to run a route versus a linebacker, or are you blocking a safety, right? So putting those guys in the right position can be a bonus for the offense, but you got to use them properly. And but they've done a really good job. They do a great job of practice. So ultimately, for them to be working the game, I think is really important. Again, they can do everything. You got to make sure you're targeted on what they do, and then it makes it hard for the defense to play them just one type of way. They got to count from it all facets. High level. Obviously, every time we be in the red zone, the expectation is to score touchdowns, both from the outside world and this building. So anytime we're not doing that, we're always looking for ways to enhance and do it at a more consistent level. So that was probably one of our first opportunities where it didn't go the way we wanted it to go, and that's a great chance to get a little better. Yeah, I think that it's been awesome. I think I've really enjoyed it. I think I love the connection with the guys. I love the interaction I have across the board with the personnel. I think that every chance you're in that situation, or you're an opportunity to call a game, there's an opportunity to learn and grow, and frankly, I do it daily with Coach Day, but to be out there doing it live, there's nothing like those kind of reps. So I think that, again, going into the bye, I think there's been an opportunity to grow offensively, which really checks the box. If you were to go back a month, then what's your initial goal for the first 3 weeks? One is going to find a way to win week 1. The next couple goals would be like, we're seeing growth, we're seeing development both as players and as coaches to that first bye. All right, let's do a good job of being organized through that bye, and then come out of the bye ready to haul until that next kind of break we hadn't had. We hadn't broken up in sections. That's what I would have said a month ago. So I think looking back, we've done a lot of those things, but still trying to press to be better, more consistent, and continue to put the guys in the right spots.
How is him running the offense?
I'd say that he's done a great job. I think that you don't ever make assumptions. I don't think you're ever in a spot where like, okay, we can just do whatever we want now. We're very targeted with everything we do. We'll never make that assumption. I think he's grown and done a really good job. Definitely has some learning opportunities every week. So his ability to take that information and apply it will ultimately continue that growth. I would say that I'm really proud of him. I think he's doing a great job. But we're never going to take that assumption that we can just do whatever we want and put him in every situation we want. So always going to be targeted, always going to continue to make sure the game plan is very clear and concise, and maybe not easy, but maybe simple, which is good. So we can play at a very, very high level. But yeah, I think we're taking the right steps. But again, we have a long road ahead. Again, we take retrospect maybe where we were week 3 last year compared to where we finished. We just want to continue to stay on pace, continue to grow. And I think Julian's doing a great job individually.
A quick follow too. A lot of people thought when you got this job, you'd just be bombs away all day. You know what I mean? And I tried to cause it means to get 3 running backs going.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys on the field at one time. It's not just quarterback and wideouts. So, I think talked for a while on this. Well, I would say that we talked about Julian. Julian's a first-year starter, right? So his best friend should be a good run game, right? We have a great O-line that's doing a really good job of progressing in their own path. So I think again we got to where we were last year because of the run game. It wasn't just because of the pass game. A great pass game is complemented by a great run game, and vice versa. So to have play action passes, it's not great if you don't have a great run game, and you don't have great tight ends that can do all those kind of things. So being very balanced makes it a little more difficult, I think, for the defenses to maybe pin you down a certain way. But I've always believed, I'm a big fan of play action pass. I love the art of selling something you're not doing. And that assumption would be a little too surface for me for the run game, but I appreciate you asking. Any person under a great head coach would feel the exact same way. I mean, I think that if you weren't that way, that'd be kind of reckless for anybody as a play caller, I think. So, but no, I mean, I stand by what I believe in. I also, if we bring things up, we don't like it, I'll say I don't like it. I mean, it's been very transparent. And then when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It is what it is, or whatever. So I think the relationship and the thickness of skin is good. And so we just kind of keep growing. And again, ultimately, we all have the same thing at heart. We want to make sure we're putting our players in the best position to be successful. And if not, then it's on us, right? If they are and we're not executing, then that's a different conversation. But I think again, I don't think I'm gun shy, and Coach Dave is definitely not gun shy. So, but no, I think it's a good balance.
Has he been hands off for the most part, or?
I mean, Coach has been great. I mean, I think that he lets me kind of do my thing, and then if there's something he wants to get done, he echoes it and keep pushing. So, but I've been trying to not be happy. Hold on a second. Yeah, he's not happy. So, I am, I guess, okay with the way it's been so far. I always will be better. I'm never going to be satisfied, but I think that there's been a lot of growth, and I'm learning a lot along the way. And coaches keep me posted.
It's been a great feeling that the training wheels are off.
I think I always have training wheels on. Always. They're always there.
Really?
I don't know. I'm just saying. I think we're overlooking into this too much. I think we're all doing a good job staff-wise, and yeah. I don't know what else to say.
Joey Kaufman, Columbus Dispatch.
Yeah, we had the same thing. I remember not being as loud. I remember catching a fish in the market, right? I think the Friday before the game, which was pretty cool. Todd Beckman threw me a touchdown, which was awesome. I landed on somebody's foot, hurt the heck out of my back. But no, it's known to be loud, right? So you give them the opportunity to be loud, and we'll be loud. And but we did a good job that game, and we didn't really have much exposure to that. We will operate like we will be able to hear ourselves, that's for sure, because that place is known for it, and it's a great environment. I mean, I think that's one of the best environments on the West Coast that you can find. So, the first time we were there was in 08, I believe, or 07, and we look forward to getting back. Probably wasn't on my checklist. I was probably trying to see how many wideouts I could store on the field at one time, but there's growth. Right? I got out of my own little world, but yeah, we have a heck of a room. Kind of talked about that, and ultimately, it's got to progress. Where we go from there, we're not going to be in a world where we live in 13 and 14 personnel, but when it's an advantage, we're going to use that advantage. We feel really confident about our groups, both up front and the tight end group. So, but yeah, I mean, we just I mean, the more you can do, the more you got to plan on, right? The more you do week to week, the more they have to prep for it. And as long as there's no fall off from group to group, advantage of Buckeyes.
Well, as a player, when did you, as the wide receiver you were, when did you fully appreciate the tight end position?
I mean, I've always appreciated it. I always understood their job description versus my job description. I never thought I lived in a box per se, but I would say that as a coach, you see it even more because you don't realize as a player what you don't know, right? So, but I would say that the coaching they're getting, the execution that we have with them, has been very encouraging. Again, so we're going to keep building out our personnel packages to do vastly different things, so you don't get a beat on things, but it ultimately comes down to the players that make the things go. So they've done a really good job of that. I've always had great appreciation for them. They've kind of been like wideouts, but they have to block the ends, So a lot of respect for their job description. Oh yeah, I mean, it's kind of like whether you still play a really good basketball game even though you didn't score. It's like those elite basketball players talk about, to take a shot, it takes 1 or 2 seconds. So to let 10 seconds, 10-5 missed shots impact 30 minutes of play, it's just a small minded approach. So even though there may not be a catch, the impact of getting the right blocks and being in the right spots and everything that we do ultimately dictates whether you have a good game or not. And when you have 110 yards and on 5 catches and you had a lot of MAs, you did not have a good football game, even though everyone wants to praise you. But that's not That's not how this is built. Like, ultimately, you know, we are judged by, at least individually, right? We are judged on doing things others don't do, right? I mean, if you're able to do it and so is he, then you're replaceable, right? So ultimately, you're trying to do things that the other guys can't do or won't do or haven't done. And that's what sports is all about. The individual being different than his peer, being elevated than his peer, and then the collective as a group being a different than the other team, and you know, our team versus their team. So, Brandon, to answer your question long-windedly, Brandon's done a great job in his job description, regardless of where the targets have been, and that's got to continue. And obviously, that's going to change over time. It's the Ohio State's offense. It's always going to be the Ohio State's offense. So, the slot is always a big part of what we do.